sometimes you make a protective hairstyle, and by the time you get home, you realize that your eyebrows are like this, like you have artificial cat eyes. That's when you know that your hair was really braided tightly. But you can. One, two, three, come on!
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be discussing about how to take care of protective hairstyles during this period, and I'm also going to be telling you the things to avoid and the things to do in order for you to get all the benefits you need, or in order for you to get all the possible benefits from doing a protective hairstyle this season. So in Africa, and to be specific in Nigeria, at the end of the year, during the Christmas period and the New Year celebration period, we like to look very beautiful and pretty, especially the ladies, because we'll be going out a lot for weddings, for birthday parties, for get-togethers, and we'll be meeting with friends and family that we've not seen in a long while, and nobody wants to look like the normal way. Everybody wants to look cute and hot and all of that. So most times during this season we tend to do protective hairstyles, and most of these protective hairstyles, if not installed very well, can actually cause damage to your hair. To be specific, it can cause traction alopecia and it can cause hair breakage. So since doing protective hairstyles this period comes with a price, I would like to let you know the precautions to take during this period. So please stay tuned and watch to the end. So the possible hairstyles that people do this season include box braids, Ghana weaving, crochet braids. Some people do packing gel, that's ponytail packing gel. And then some people decide to relax their hair this period. I remember like in 2004 thereabout, I got my hair permed during a season like this when I came back from school. So most times people like to look cute, as I earlier mentioned, but the price that one has to pay, it can be expensive on the long run. What do I mean? With repeated making of protective hairstyles like box braids and Ghana weaving, etc., and those that fall within that category, with repeated doing of such braids, and if they are not installed properly, one can lose some hair, and sometimes it can be irreversible. And if one has to do a hair transplant, that will be very expensive. So as they say, prevention is better than cure. So that's the reason for this video. Now, if you decided to do either of these above mentioned protective hairstyles, there are some precautions you have to take. If you're going to be doing the box braids, number one, let it not be installed tightly. The second is that it should not be, the size of the braid should be medium size. It shouldn't be too small, neither should it be too large. Then one has to be careful to make it not to be too tight. During this period, you can actually change your hairstylist. Any hairstylist that proves to be stubborn and insist on picking all your baby hairs, just such people, you may have to tell them that you're not ready to continue with them, or you tell them that you just pay for the little that they've done and you believe in. So since you're the one paying, since you're the one sitting down to get your hair installed, to an extent they are supposed to go by your wishes. So insist that they make the hair not to be too tight, in as much as it being tight may make it to last longer and remain neater for a long time. But as I said, the price one will pay is too much compared to making it loose. Moreover, I'll still give some tips on how to prolong the neatness, or how to prolong your protective hairstyle. So it shouldn't be too tight. And there's something that some Nigerian braiders do, and they are trying to feel smart. What they do is that at the back they'll make the braids very large, then when they come to the front, that's the edges, they begin to do like, will I say 25 in front, meanwhile at the back, if you count it, the braids may not even be up to 50. Then when it now comes to the perimeter or the edges, they make it so tiny. But the reverse should actually be the case, because I've realized that it seems like the edges are more fragile than other parts of the hair. If you want the hair to be full, I think it's better to end the caution of making the back to even be fuller, and then making larger or medium-sized chunks in front. Now, another thing is that I advise that one should do knotless braids. It seems to be more forgiving on the edges than the traditional box braids. So you can watch other videos on how it's done. You can even show the stylist the video. It doesn't look hard to install. Then if you're doing Ghana weaving, the precaution is not too different from box braids. For the Ghana weaving, it shouldn't be too tiny, and then the edges, those small baby hairs that are too small that on a normal day they will not be able to fit into the braid, tell your hairstylist to leave your baby hair for you. In my own opinion, it's better to leave those small baby hairs as they are, and then maybe use gel or edge control, than for you to put it through the stress and strain of forcing it into a braid that it normally would not enter. Now, if you're also doing crochet braids is, for me, is one of the safest protective hairstyles, but it can also be abused. There are some very large jumbo sized braids that are available in the market, and if you want to do, I advise you not to do such. It's better to go for the smaller or the medium sized ones. And when they are making the foundation cornrows, they shouldn't be too tight, because if it's too tight, when they are installing the braids, it will be so painful and there will be a lot of tension. Also, another protective style that we do is called packing gel. Well, in Nigeria we call it packing gel, but it's like a bun with a ponytail, but this time around the ponytail is sewn into the hair. It's not the detachable ponytail. So we also do that one most of the time during this period, and it's actually very cute. Another problem with that hairstyle is that some hairstylists are, they tie the knot so tightly, like as if you're not going to loosen the hair in any time to come. They make it so tight, like, no, it shouldn't be too tight. And I've also noticed that sometimes, even when I was small, you make your hair, and then when you get home, your eyebrows will be like this, like you have cat eyes. That's a sign that the hairstyle was too tight. So my advice is that when you're even going to the salon, of course in Nigeria, is what you pay for is what you get. If you go to a salon there are some standard salons you go to, you see there's a mirror in front, there's a mirror at the back, you can see everything. And then sometimes it's not even a salon, you just know someone knows how to make it, and you tell the person to come to your house, or you go to the person's house and you're sitting on a stool, the person does not even have a mirror. So in such instances, it's better to carry a mirror. And also, most times they start from the back. So when you notice, once they are starting from the back, you tell the person, if it's too tight, you tell the person to loosen it up. And as the person continues making the hair, it's not likely that the person will make it too tight at the end of the day. But if you keep quiet while it's, as in once you accept what they've been doing from the nape area, it's very likely that they would still use that amount of tension when they get to the edges. Okay, that being said, there are still some other hairstyles to explore this Christmas period. For example, those that are natural, you can do a roll and tuck hairstyle. Like, I've been seeing so many beautiful hairstyles, and I'm actually tempted to go natural again. Well, I'm considering it, but I'm hoping to do that maybe after 3 years, because I want to be on this hair journey for at least 3 years to see how my hair responds. Then, apart from roll and tuck hairstyle, for those that have relaxed hair, you can actually just do a bun and get this drawstring ponytail. The advantage of this is that at night you can remove the drawstring ponytail, loosen the bun, and you're not at risk of having traction alopecia, or you're not at risk of having hair breakage if you do that.